Hey there, my name is Brian Fries. Today I'm coming at you with an industry analysis. So what is my industry? I'm doing measuring and controlling devices, physical, like measuring instruments, anything that can be measured like nuclear radiation, weight, stuff like that. If you can measure it, these guys will make you something that will make it easier to measure. In other words, it's basically lab equipment, like stuff like that. Major companies in this industry, we got Cubic Corp, Donner Corporation, Fitbit, and Thermo Fisher Scientific. The company I'm choosing to focus on is Thermo Fisher Scientific. They are basically the biggest in the US. They're pretty big. What are historical events affecting my industry? There's nothing really historical that's happened like the past 5 years. It's like mostly mergers, acquisitions of smaller businesses being eaten up by the bigger businesses. All right, how has Thermo performed over the past 5 years? Over the past 5 years, they've grown in net income and total assets and have had relatively low liabilities compared to the previously slated net income and total assets, so they've been doing good. What are current events affecting my industry? Well, everyone knows the US-China trade war. They are not big fans of SEC 232 and 301 and have lobbied against them. SEC 232 is presidential power to impose tariffs on like foreign goods, and 301 is the specific tariff that's like messing up their industry. Have there been major new developments? I mean, not really. Again, small business eats big business. What is the outlook for this industry growth potential? For most companies in this industry, it's been up and down, honestly. But Thermo Fisher is, again, top dog in this division and has been steadily growing bigger and bigger as the years go by. What is the demand-supply scenario for my industry? Demand, just basically people want to be on the cutting edge of like lab equipment, stuff like that, measuring devices. Supply, my company, Thermo, has about 4,300 suppliers, so they're not going to be going down anytime soon due to suppliers. All right, how is Thermo faring to their competitors? Thermo's doing great against the competitors. They have the upper hand in revenues, assets, and net income. They're more diversified as well. Like if you were to go on to Mergent and look up Thermo Scientific, you would see companies like Benedict Dixon and Danaher Corp are like the big ones next to them, but like both of those two companies are more medically related, and Thermo is diversified. They can do medical measurement equipment. They can do like air quality like measurements, a lot of stuff compared to what Benedict Dixon and Danaher Corp can do. All right, Porter's 5 forces model for Thermo. First thing, threats of new entrants. It's a weak force. Thermo managed to stay number one by simply keeping their gross margins lower, offering lower prices, keeping more customers. Bargaining power suppliers, it is a weak force. They have 4,300, but recently the trade war with China, some of their suppliers in China, they can't really buy from anymore. It doesn't make sense. The tariffs make it too expensive. But overall, if the trade war is over or whatever, it's a weak force. But right now, it's kind of iffy. Bargaining power buyers, not a lot of buyers can go to any other company and get the same thing Thermo can offer. Like if you're hooked on Thermo equipment and stuff like that, you can't go to another company and just get a cheaper model. Usually it's just like they always update their equipment. You can't really get the same thing from someone else. Threats of substitute products or services, relatively low. Like, of course, companies like Benedict Dixon and Donner Corp exist, but they're mostly medical equipment, so. Again, rivalry among existing competitors. It exists in their medical field, like their equipment that they give for relatively, like, they're doing okay in that field. How has innovation impacted my industry? That's this one. So basically, they keep on making their equipment more and more specific and more easy to use, easy to understand, and they keep innovating it kind of that way, like most lab equipment should be. What is happening globally? Again, it's China, the trade war. It's hurting some of the suppliers, but they still have plenty to go to. They're not going to go under because of this trade war. And if you look at their stock markets, no one's worried about that because it keeps on going up. Are there government regulations relative to the industry? Back to China. Not a fan of the 232 and 301 tariffs. Other than that, they're not really that badly regulated. Obviously, they have to make sure stuff's safe, but what company wouldn't? Yeah, that's it. This has been my industry analysis of basically lab equipment.